All right. So the Indian Premier League or the IPL has now started. We've had a week or so of matches, and I thought it was a good time uh, to indulge in some kit rankings. I mean, I've not seen a lot of IPL kit rankings, and to be very honest, the kits eh, have not been the best if you consider the other sports or the international cricket matches. But I thought, let's see, it's a new season, and this time, of course, with new sponsors coming in, the kits change, the color schemes change a little. So I thought, let's rank them from worst to best. That is, from eight through to number one. Without further ado, here are my IPL 2020 kit rankings. So at number eight, we have the Kolkata Knight Riders. Now, uh, traditionally, KKR has had, without a doubt, the best logo of all the franchises. I mean, you can't get it wrong with a knight in the name. The logo has been the best, and when they started off their IPL journey, they had this nice black and gold aesthetic, which, of course, again, you cannot go wrong with. But over the years, the kit has gone through its ups and downs, and this time, I don't dig it. I mean, the shade of purple is a tad bit too dark in my opinion. The gold, I think I can see what they were going for. I guess they wanted this sort of uh, gold gradient going through, but they have put a gradient from the top and a gradient from the bottom. And again, coming to the brand placements, also they have Lux Cozy as one of the sponsors and have the MPL as the other sponsor. Now, I like the way they've placed the sponsors on the sleeve here. They should have done that to the front as well because this just looks completely out of place. I like the collars, but here again, the color is just not bright enough to evoke any sort of reaction. And when I saw them on the pitch, uh, the the purple here looked a tad bit more towards the black. So all things considered, I think this is probably the kit that inspired me the least. So we have KKR or Kolkata Knight Riders at number eight. Now let's move on to number seven, and here we have the Delhi Capitals. Now the Delhi Capitals were known as the Delhi Daredevils initially. They've been since rebranded, and last year they had a very good kit. I mean, it was one of my favorite kits. The team performance aside, the kit really gave me that sort of cricket club vibe. But this is something I seriously don't take. I mean, yes, the color of blue is good, but after that, everything else is just wrong. I mean, I get it. They wanted to go for the tiger, three-headed tiger uh, imprint on the shirt. They could have done it a little bit lower, in my opinion, just below the JSW. Probably even move the JSW a little lower because this brand placement works for, I believe, a round neck or a V neck collar, not for this polo sort of a collar that they have. Uh, Other than that, the IPL patch, of course, has that white background, so all the teams will have that white patch. The geo patch is decent. The patches on the left hand side also blend in well, but the whole pattern, the design, um, it's not well done. I have to be honest. The only reason they're number seven and not number eight is because of the choice of color. I mean, they do have a great blue and red theme going on. It's just they needed a little bit of a better execution, which is why Delhi Capitals are at number seven in our list. Now, moving on to number six. This one was tough. I think it's also something that most of you who watch the IPL may or may not agree with, but hear me out. So at number six, I have the Sunrisers Hyderabad team. Now, for a simple reason, let's look at the positives first, right? They have this sunrise gradient of orange to red, which is beautiful. They have black sleeves, which is beautiful. Now, If I was to remove every single brand placement that they have here, just put in the Sunrisers logo, and this was guaranteed a top three kit because you just can't get it wrong with a color scheme like this. But what puts me off is the way these brands or the sponsors just bring in their own colors to the mix. I mean, there's this different shade of yellow in this JK Lakshmi cement branding. There's a black which comes in, which is okay. They have a black in the kit. Then you have the Valvoline logo here. I mean, there are obviously alternatives that these brands can offer. Something that we will see later on in the list how the other teams have actually managed to get around this problem. But I mean, this just went from being a top three kit to a bottom four kit just because of the way they have done the sponsors. It's not elegant, and it's definitely not something that I would like to wear outside once the season is over. So that's why we have Sunrisers Hyderabad at number 6. Now, number 5, we have the Kings 11 Punjab. Uh, Kings 11 Punjab, as far as the tournament is concerned, have been on upward slope. The past few seasons have been positive for the team. But what I don't understand is why they've given up on the silver. I mean, if you look at the logo, they clearly do have the red and silver theme going on, and they have this Punjab Kings 11 Punjab lion motif over here, which I believe could have been a little bigger. And instead of the blue strips over here, they could have played around with the silver. I mean, this it looks like a half-baked kit, in my opinion. I mean, they did get the base right, but then I think somewhere down the line they just dropped off and said, you know what, we're just going to wing it. We'll just give you the blue strips and that's it. Go ahead and play. Now, as far as the sponsors are concerned, Geo being one of the biggest sponsors, I guess, does a good job. I think that's why we have the blue strips here. The Epix Cash logo could have been a little lower in my opinion, but that's okay. I mean, if you look at how they have constructed the kit, they had a classic look, but then they just absolutely uh, you know took it a step lower with all this with all these choices. I mean, I would have loved to see a red and silver kit, but I guess I have to wait another season for it. So we have Kings 11 Punjab at number 5. Now, the top 4. Now, before I begin the top 4, I must say my choices were absolutely close. I mean, I would say the difference in all these kits is maybe half a point each. And I'm sure tomorrow when I look back on these rankings, I may say, oh, you know what, the one who came at number 3 does deserve a number 1, or vice versa. So, keeping that in mind, this is my top 4 IPL 2020 kit rankings. So at number 4, we have Rajasthan Royals. Wow, I mean, yes, this does look like a very offbeat color scheme, but trust me, pink and blue, very nice complementary colors. I love how they have the pattern, the leaf motif, very subtly placed in the blue area, nothing in the pink area. Also, the significance of this is that Jaipur uh, in Rajasthan is known as the Pink City. So that's a nice little homage to Jaipur in the kit. Last year they did have this tearing pattern where the blue just gave way to the pink, but I guess this time they went for a little something a little more subtle, something a little more classy. And I must say, when it comes to the sponsor placement, says as I mentioned earlier, this is how you do it right. Okay, you have the Rajasthan Royals logo, which is essentially in yellow, I believe. They have made it white. They have a key wires and cables sponsorship also in their whitish gray color. They have the TV9 sponsorship, which again mimics a blue and pink. Of course, they have the red here, but it passes off. And they have Red Bull as a sponsor on the left hand side, which is again red and white. So they have maintained a sense of harmony in this kit, which is why I like it. And the fact that this is number 4 means the teams who are above it have done a better job. So that's something to look forward to. But for now, we have Rajasthan Royals at number 4. Now, number 3. Number 3. I know this is one of the most popular teams in the Indian Premier League, but in terms of kits, I give the number 3 slot to the Chennai Super Kings. Now, arguably one of the best lineups that the league has ever seen. They have had this yellow to mustard yellow sort of a gradient for quite a while now. I mean, their aesthetic is one of the oldest and one of the most unchanged color aesthetics I have seen in the IPL. But this time, things just look a little mixed up. I mean, earlier I remember there was a kit where this lion just came out from the side and it looked beautiful. But this time, you have the Muthoot Group as the sponsor. Then you have the lion just below it. I mean, it's a tried and tested formula, but it's not really you know the most well done concept, which is why I was torn between number 3 and number 4. But just because Chennai has been successfully working on that aesthetic, and I mean, I don't know, they just end up getting it right, right? So I think that's why I decided to give it number 3 instead of number 4. But I must say it was a close call between the two. Right. Now in number 2, and I must say I wanted to give this number 1, but I'll tell you why I gave it number 2 in a second. So at number 2 we have the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Black, red, and gold, the gold standard in sport kits. And my oh my, have RCB delivered. I mean, this is what you call a proper sport kit, a proper cricket club kit. I mean, you have the black base, which is perfect, where they have placed all the sponsors. They have the red area where they have placed the Royal. See, this is what I mean by getting things in proportion right. The lion is neither too big nor too small. I love that. And the logos, the brand placements over here are perfect. I mean, they're all obviously in different colors, but they have tried to maintain a sense of calm in the whole kit. When you look at this kit, you feel a sense of calm. You feel uh, royal when you wear this kit, and it looks very elegant and very classy. Now, the only reason that this kit is at number 2 is because of, I know it's nitpicking, but man, they could have done something better on this. I believe it's the right hand side sleeve. Of course, right now it's on the left, but then for the player, it's the right hand side sleeve. So they could have done something better here. If they had, this was guaranteed the winner. But since they haven't, and they're at number 2, that means at number 1 we have the defending champions, Mumbai Indians. Wow. I mean, pick a base color, check. Get a gradient right, check. Make sure the sponsors blend into the kit, super check. Okay. They had the Adidas stripes, I think, a few seasons back in gold, but since Adidas has now, stopped the partnership, we do have, this sort of motif on the sleeve and on the sides, which I must tell you, it's an acquired taste, but once it grows on you, man, this is looking at this kit in action is an experience in itself, and that's why undoubtedly this is the best kit in IPL 2020. So that was the video, guys. Uh, what are your rankings? How would you rate the kits for the IPL 2020? Please let me know in the comment section below. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more design content. And until the next session, here's Sketched signing off.